Hi there, this is Amy from GrowthZone AMS, and I want to take the opportunity to thank everybody for joining us today. It's very exciting to have the opportunity to give you a high-level overview of what our AMS can do to help you improve your association management. Joining me today is Trent Gifford. He is a Vice President and General Manager of GrowthZone. He is going to be giving everyone a closer look at the ins and outs of our software. We are going to be giving away 3 $25 Amazon gift cards to those that have registered and attend the webinar. We will be notifying those winners within the next 24 hours. There will not be an announcement at the end of the broadcast. However, those that are selected will receive an email in the next 24 hours, and we will also be emailing those gift cards to you. As I mentioned, our presenter is Trent Gifford. He is a Vice President and General Manager and a specialist in GrowthZone AMS, particularly in how it can help associations. So here in a second, I am going to hand it over to him, and he will take it and run with it.
Thanks, Amy. I believe that I'm showing the right screen. Just let me make sure and check here. Yes, it is indicating that I'm showing my dashboard. So you should be currently seeing my GrowthZone Association Edition dashboard. And first, before we get started on the actual tour of the system, this is going to be a very high-level overview of the system, I want to talk a little bit about who we are and kind of what we do. So GrowthZone is an association management software company. We're a software development company, and all we build is association management software and mobile applications. And mobile applications are part of our system as well. So we have staff apps that the association staff has access to to have access into their backend database system from their mobile smartphone device or tablet. And there's also, in some cases, depending on the platform, we also have apps that are member facing as well. We're not going to talk a lot about those things, but again, if you would like to learn more, we're going to be encouraging you to sign up for an online demonstration. That'll be a full demonstration more than what we're going to be doing today. A couple of things that make us different from any other association management software company out there. Number one, we don't require our clients to sign any long-term contracts. So there's nothing that you sign. If you want to move forward with the project, you simply accept that proposal, and that gets you into our project queue to start your project. The other thing that we provide is a 100% money back guarantee. Really, you're not out anything potentially other than time. For some reason, if our product didn't work for you, we certainly don't want to hold you here if it doesn't make sense for you. It's very rare that that happens, but from time to time we might run into a certain type of association that our software just doesn't fit well with, and that's why we don't make you sign a contract and we have the money back guarantee. We want you to feel like you can try our solution without being obligated to us in any way, shape, or form. And with that being said, let's go and take a look at the software. Again, this is going to be a very high-level overview. We'll talk about each one of the modules down the left-hand side. I'm not going to dive into each module in any kind of depth, but we'll talk very high level about each one. So currently we're looking at the dashboard, and the dashboard has a welcome area, some starting points here, but right now we're looking at the metrics tab, and the metrics or on-screen display that you're seeing here actually is very customizable. So you can, by login, not by association, but by login, I can add and remove any widgets that I want to the screen. And then when I have them on the screen, I can click move and literally drag and drop them around on the screen. Moving to the contacts area, this is the area where all of your membership data resides about your members, but also your non-members. The system is actually designed to support not only your active dues paying members, although we're seeing that here. Currently, I'm showing both company level and individual level, but I can change the sort. So if I only want to look at it, if you're an organization that's business based, I can look at it from a business based perspective. So here are all the businesses that are in my database. If you're the type of organization that has individuals as members, I can resort and look at it from an individual perspective. So this is looking at the people. And then from there, you've got, hopefully you can see this on your screen, but these are a little bit darker shade of purple. And these are your active members. So we want to make those stand out on the screen for you. But also beyond the active members, you also see non-members in the database, and that's important, as well as prospective members. So when you want to use a CRM such as GrowthZone, you're going to be using the communication functions within the system to grow your membership. So we allow you to have prospective members or designate people and or companies as prospective members. So when you want to talk to those prospective members, maybe you want to send them your newsletter or invite them to an event, you can very easily do it from the system and help hopefully grow your membership. Here's an example of a member that is pending approval right here. And a member that's pending approval, what Alice did in this example is she signed up using the online new member registration form. And when she fills out the data in the online form, obviously there's a fee item that might be triggered for membership. So our system is a full billing system, so it creates that invoice for Alice. But that new order comes in, Alice did all the data entry, so you don't have to. You don't have to key Alice's information into a database. You don't have to key it into your website. It's all pulled into the database here, and because the database, the GrowthZone AMS system, is integrated into your website, it updates your website automatically and in real time. Or in this case, it'll update Alice as an active member to the member directory as soon as the organization approves Alice. So if you go through an approval process, then you just go into Alice's record, change her from pending to approved, and she'll immediately show up on the website if you're using a member directory. So this is the area, the contacts area is the area where you have most of your data. And by the way, all of that data that you have currently, that's going to come over from your existing systems. So we'll map that data into the database. We'll give you login to the database and have you kind of inspect the work we're doing and provide direction and guidance. So if there's any custom fields we need to build in the database and move that specific custom data into those fields, we'll certainly do that. That's all part of the setup process. In the membership area, this is the area that actually manages your application forms and your different membership types. So you can see this particular database has a lot of different membership types, and these different membership types are tied to different fee structures. And again, that's how when a member signs up, they select their membership type. That determines their fee structure, that creates the invoice, and then there's automatic payment processing is also part of the system. If you want to use that, we can hand them off to a credit card gateway to make payment and all as well. So it fully automates what you're doing. All of the data has been collected for that member automatically for you, as mentioned earlier, and all your payment processing for that new membership registration is all taken care of for you also. And then it also manages your application forms. So you can add application forms on the file. You can customize those application forms any way you need to. In the billing area, again, mentioned that the GrowthZone system is a full billing system. Now, it is not an accounting system, so you still need your QuickBooks or whatever accounting software that you're using. But what the GrowthZone system is going to do is it's going to manage all of your accounts receivable. So any of those fee items that are built into the system for anything that you sell, event registrations that have fees, they'll have a fee item associated with them. New memberships, fee items, obviously renewals, fee items. Anything that you sell, anything in the e-commerce store as an example, will have fee items associated with it. And because of that, we actually load in your chart of accounts directly from your accounting software so that we're properly attributing those fees to the proper GL, so that when you move the data from GrowthZone over to QuickBooks or whatever accounting software you have, it's properly managing or mapping that that GL data. But it is a full billing system. It's going to it's going to do batch invoicing, but those that pay by credit card or electronic checking, those payments will post back into the system automatically for you. In the events area, and I know most organizations, and probably yours, probably does a lot of events, and events can be big conferences, but they can also be just board of directors meetings or other committee level meetings. And the nice thing about this system is it allows you to manage multiple calendars. So whenever you want to create a calendar, you simply click add, give the calendar a name, and create the calendar. And then when I go back to events, now when you want to create an event, you click add an event, and it's going to ask you what calendar to put this event on. And it can go on multiple calendars if need be. These calendars can be integrated into different parts of your website or even different websites if need be. So the system is creating your events calendars. Those calendars are integrated into your website. On those calendars then, for each one of these events, is an actual event page. And the event pages, if I go to the annual conference here, and I'm just going to click on the preview event page, it'll actually launch the actual event for the annual conference. All of the data and details are rolling in here. Where the conference is located. I can see all of the information about it, photo gallery, video capability, who to contact, all of those things. Share functionality is always important. And this particular conference has event sessions, so I can click on that and actually view the event session. So all of the data that you're seeing in this website, including this breakout session data, the event page data, this is all coming from the database and not from the website. It's not coded into the website itself. So when you want to make a change to an event, you make a change in the database and it automatically updates the event information on the website. Let's talk a little bit about reporting. Reporting system is very functional as well, and obviously if you're capturing all this data, you're going to have the ability to report on it. So in the report area, you can sort on contact reports, billing and accounting reports. There are many of those in the system. Event reports, membership reports, all kinds of reports depending on maybe what some of the optional modules that you might have. There's reports associated with those particular modules. And the reports are very customizable. So you can take any report in the system, fine tune it, make it your own, add and remove content, take content out of a canned report that you don't need, add content in that you do need, sort it the way you want, and then you can save that report as a custom report or a private report that you can run as often as you want to without having to build it each time. It's a very handy function. Let's take a look at the communications area. The communications area is really kind of describing the whole CRM functionality of the system. So the system has the ability to have template emails in the system. So you're going to create your template emails, those emails that or messages that you'll commonly use, and those are going to be tied to specific, might have specific database fields in them, like dear first name, where when I get my email, even though it's a mass email, mine will say Dear Trent. So it has all of that functionality. You can pull database fields into those template messages, and you save those for use over and over. And then you can schedule emails to go out with the system. You can create email drafts and scheduled emails over here. It even has the ability to manage and send your newsletters right from the system. And the system is like a Constant Contact or MailChimp, where it has delivery statistics and those things as well. And that's all part of the system. Communications are tracked at the individual level, they're tracked at the organization level, they're tracked at the event level if it's an event level communications, they're tracked under groups, councils, and committees, which is the next module we're going to look at. Project manage it, all sorts of different parts of the system. Communications are key components of those particular modules. And listen committees, this is where you can create subsets of your database. So you have the ability to create email lists to non-members as well as members. So it's both non-member and member facing. And then whenever you want to talk to a particular group, such as your board members or those prospective members we were talking about earlier, you can click here, open it up, create your communication or pull it from a template message that we were just talking about. Your email list, for example, all those that are getting the email lists. And by the way, if you do use a Constant Contact or a MailChimp, and you would prefer to use that for sending your newsletter, you can synchronize, and that's what the double arrows are. You can synchronize your email list, so everybody that's on that list, there's 12 in this example, that'll keep Constant Contact or MailChimp updated, so you don't have to go into those systems and constantly add and remove members as new members join your organization or leave your organization. Our system will keep it updated, keep your third-party software such as Constant Contact and MailChimp updated for you. We're going to skip cloud for now, but we'll talk a little bit about some of the optional modules. So far we've talked about really kind of the core functionality of the system. The system is built to be very flexible in terms of its modular capability. But in the events area, there are a couple of additional kind of higher end components that you can purchase if need be. One of those is called Expo, and that allows you to manage time slots for larger events that might have time slots and breakout session management. It also allows you to manage exhibitors. So if you're selling exhibitor space, optional electric, things like that, and it'll actually manage that exhibitor space like inventory. So if you only have a certain amount of booths, you can't oversell that booth space. Sales Funnel is one of the premium solutions that we have, or premium tools that we have, which allows you to actually manage. I don't have any opportunities in this one, so I'm going to click clear. But you can manage all revenue generating activity within the sales funnel. So anything that's going to be generating revenue for you, the sales funnel module is a way for you to track that, both one-time revenue as well as recurring revenue that you're expected to be bringing in. So it gives you the ability to create sales forecast reports. I can pull sales forecast reports and see how many sales we're going to have this month, how many we're expected to do next month, this quarter, next quarter, even for the year if I need to. And that's what Sales Funnel is designed to do for you. Marketing automation is a new component that we've just added, which is full workflow management. I'm not going to talk a lot about it now, but it is one of our premium modules. And if you've ever looked at marketing automation tools, they're very, very expensive. We built a very nice base level marketing automation and workflow management tool within our software to allow smaller organizations to be able to afford some of the same capability as those very expensive solutions are. Project management. Project management actually does exactly that. It allows you to manage projects to the task level and task item level. You can assign people or owners to those projects and or tasks. And so if you've got a group of people that are working on a project, everybody can have a login and see the project. They can see what's completed. They can see what's not yet completed based on percentages of completion, based on those due dates, all of those types of things. So everybody's on the same page of where this project is as a whole, and those pieces that I may own as an example, I can see what I own, what I've completed, what I have yet to complete based on the timelines that I need to complete those in. It's a very nice project management tool. I'm going to skip requests for information, but that's simply bringing common requests into the database to be managed instead of sending it to an inbox like info at or contact us. We can bring that data directly into the database. Web content is one of the other modules that you have the ability to have us integrate different components. And these things that you're seeing on the top here, these are just examples. But if you want a job board function, for example, that would be part of web content where the database is managing the job board. The job board then is integrated into your website wherever you want it integrated in. But all of the content for the job board, the job postings that maybe members submit through the member portal, which is part of this system as well. I forgot to mention that earlier. Your members have the ability to submit information to the organization through the member portal. Job postings are an example of that. Member events are another example. Member press releases are another example. So if you like that kind of capability, you want to create more member engagement and give your members the ability to provide content to the organization and other members, it's a great way to do that. Um, Other web content, things like blogs, member testimonials, these are just some examples here. And you might have something that's even completely different than what you see here. That would be web content where we integrate those things into your website. E-commerce, an electronic storefront. So this creates your shopping cart capability. So you can put products and maybe webinars or training material into your store. People have access to go ahead and purchase those things. That's what storefront is, pretty straightforward. Sponsor management and banner ad management. So this is an example of the capability where our system will actually manage your sponsors or your advertisers' banners on their website. Another thing that it does as well is allows you to create event level sponsorship. So you might have different, for a particular event, different levels of sponsorship where people can go ahead and purchase maybe a hole-in-one sponsorship for a golf tournament, or maybe it's just a whole sponsorship. The system will help you manage all of those as well. Forms and surveys. This is a module that is very similar to SurveyMonkey as an example, where you can create custom-built forms. The difference is the surveys or the forms, when they fill in the information, those responses that are submitted back come back into the database directly. So you can see this one has 4 responses. And then when I'm ready to manage them, I can go ahead and download this information into Excel. And by the way, all of our reporting downloads into Excel or PDF for further management. I should have mentioned that earlier. If you're the type of organization that has chapters, the chapter module allows you to manage to a chapter level. So you can have chapter level billing, for example. Maybe part of your dues go to national or regional level, and then part of it goes to the local chapter. Our system has the ability to actually manage all of that and pay the chapter, kind of their portion if need be. So that's chapter level reporting or chapter level capabilities, and reporting is a big part of that as well, because you need to have the ability to look at the Mitchell chapter and see how many new members or how many dropped members, how many members renewed last month, things of that nature. You'll have reporting to the chapter level when you have the chapter module. The certification module is a new module for us. That's why it's showing here as beta, because we are testing now with some clients. This is a very, very, very robust education and training module that manages not only the trainings, individual trainings, such as this software training, where I can add a registration here, but it also manages full curriculums and prerequisites to classes. And maybe a member needs a certain amount of courses in a certain area of that certification module. You can create those areas, and then it's going to track all of the things that a member has taken or completed through the course of their training and certification process. Very, very robust module. The fundraising module is exactly that. This is a module that's used to manage any fundraising or campaigns that you want to create. Here are some examples on the screen. It's also used for PAC contributions. If you do that, and you simply add a campaign here, create the campaign, and then you set up whether or not you want to take one-time donations, donations over time, which we call pledges, or both. The system supports all of that. And the fundraising module has its own credit card gateway and bank account capability. In many cases, many organizations need to or want to have fundraising go into a different account. The fundraising module and our system manages to that level, to a separate bank account for you. And the last thing that I have today is really volunteer tracking. Again, another module that's in beta, but this has the ability to track volunteers, members, non-members, whoever it might be, that are working maybe on different projects or fundraisers that you might be having. And if you need to keep track of how many hours people are working in these areas, this is the volunteer module. And that's pretty much all I have for you today. We might have a little bit of time, but I see we're at 12:25, so I think I'll let Amy take it back over.
Thank you, Trent. That was great. And as I've been adding to the chat, we will be drawing for the three $25 Amazon gift cards here shortly, and you will be notified in the next 24 hours. Additionally, if you have interest in a demo, that is easy to schedule, and we could get that taken care of very quickly. So again, we thank you for joining us, and let us know if you have any questions about GrowthZone AMS.